Okay. Well, it's still raining. It's still thundering. Um, it's been going all day. I got my run in this morning, but there's been all these newspaper articles reminding people not to shower or run the dishwasher or like all these different things that have to do with water when it's thundering and lightning. So um, I'm like waiting for the storm to finally pass so I can take a shower. It's been like this really strange day with all this thunder. And for those of you who may not know, I live in Central Florida, which is I don't know if you all can hear it, but it's loud. Central Florida is actually the lightning capital of the world. So we take the lightning very seriously here. But I had never really thought about it. I mean, and I have always showered, in the lightning, or, if there was a storm coming or whatnot, I try to rush and get in and out of the shower. But there's apparently been all of these newspaper articles and things because a lot of the homes have copper pipes and things like that and water. It scared me enough to wait. So I'm very happy that the storm it's kind of passing. It's really taking its time. It has been over us since about 11 o'clock today. So this morning, so we're really need the rain. So this is a good thing. But at the same time, it's just, so I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to have internet. And I'm grateful to have the opportunity to spend some time with you all because I wasn't sure what we were going to be able to do today. So, if you are not aware, tomorrow is the full moon, and it is also a super moon. Don't you just love the super moons? They're just so magical. And actually, in August, we're going to have 2 full moons. So even though this one's right at the beginning, the next one will be right at the end. But this is a full moon about forgiveness. This is Aquarius, right? This is the full moon in Aquarius, and we hear a lot about the age of Aquarius and everyone coming to love and peace and forgiveness and understanding and coming together with love and respect and compassion and support. And that is kind of where we are with this full moon. So this full moon is really about bringing ourselves more into focus. Letting go of whatever remnants of baggage of forgiveness that might need to be addressed, and allowing ourselves to be seen in a bigger way, allowing ourselves to be seen in our truest sense, to not be afraid to say what we think or to ask for what we want. I know you want to, choose your battles, I don't like to use that word, discretion. Just because the full moon says this is the time to speak your truth doesn't mean we throw filters or discretion out the window. We do want to keep those things in our mind. Of course, we don't want to just walk up to somebody and like verbally sucker punch them. But it's important that we are coming to clarity about who we are and who we want to be, how we want to show up in the world. We've been talking about that for this entirety of 2023. And this is another opportunity, this full moon, because remember, the full moon is about letting things go, right? We were releasing things that are no longer serving us. And so, those things that we hold on to where there might be pettiness or there might be the remnants of old wounds, to be able to let go of some of those things. And in Aquarius, we start to bring ourselves into focus and alignment with the larger world. So this is where we have the age of Aquarius, right? And we can't come into that place of love and support and lifting others up if we're still carrying all this other crap in our pockets. So it's important that we are coming to clarity in ourselves so that we can come into clarity for others. And one of the things that I was listening to a podcast, and they were talking about creating pockets of love and support and high vibrational energy. And I just thought this was so important. And it really just, my whole body started to vibrate when I was listening to this, because I feel like this is absolutely what we're supposed to do. And the full moon in Aquarius, it's no accident that this information came to me, today. So this is about connecting with like-minded people. And I don't want to say like-minded in political way. I'm talking about connecting with people who understand there's something bigger, and understanding that the way that we're going to heal our world and heal our planet and heal our society and our divisions, and come to this place of love and compassion and understanding for each other, is by creating these pockets. And you've heard me talk so many times about the ripples on the water, right? We do something good and we put good love energy out into the world. It's like dropping a pebble into the water, and we're creating ripples out into the water. You drop a pebble into the water by putting something good out into the world, and you have a ripples on the water, and your ripples hit my ripples, and instead of counteracting each other, we make a bigger ripple. Okay, so it's not like, we evaporate our ripples, or we bounce off and cavitate back. We actually make more ripples, and so we make bigger ripples. And so where we are in this full moon in Aquarius, we are reminded to let go of any little shards of glass that may still be hurting us in some way from the wounds of the past, and we are reminded to speak from our heart of what is the truth for us. And we are reminded, we are encouraged and asked, the universe asks us to come together in pockets of truth and love and light to create the bigger ripples. Because if we have a group of 2 or 5 or 10 or 20 or 100 people that are all come together in this group of community of light that is creating a bigger ripple, and someone else has a community of light, and someone else has a community of light, or even if it's just 5 or 10 people, we are all coming together to create ripples that are higher energy ripples. And our ripples, they don't cavitate and crush, they cavitate and amplify. And so the more we can connect with like-minded people, and again, I want to change that. I hear you. It's not like-minded, it's like-hearted. It's like-hearted. Because it isn't like-minded as far as like, well, do you believe what I believe, or do you have the same politics, or, do you live where I live? It's about creating like-heartedness, connections of the heart that bring us to others that are interested in seeing the world in a bigger way, a different way, a higher vibrational way. And we connect with those who are like-hearted. And I always love the work of the Heart Math Institute, because they also teach, this is the work that they do that is so spectacular. They teach about heart-mindedness and heart connectivity, and how there is science to support the idea that the heart has a mind of its own, has a brain, and so that our body is not just ruled by the brain that connects the mechanics and rules the mechanics of our physical body, but that the heart has a brain as well that connects and is the brain really of the soul, and helps us with emotions and connections and energetic connections with others. And it is just fascinating work that they do at the Heart Math Institute, but this is how we create higher, what they call heart coherence, where we come into vibration with each other instead of in opposition of each other. We come into harmony with each other, and we are blending in the vibration, and we're coming together to make a bigger vibration, a higher vibration, a vibration of peace and love and compassion and respect and joy. And that is where we save the earth. And so in this time of this full moon in Aquarius, we're being asked to release any of those little hiccups and bugaboos and like I said, slivers of glass that may still be irritating us, like if you had a splinter in your finger or a little piece that you couldn't get out, that starts to create this irritation, and to be able to release those things that really no longer serve us and have no longer served us for a long time, but we may just still have this little piece of something that we haven't let go of. And it's really about saying, I don't need this anymore, and that's really important to be able to say. I may want to keep something, and it could be a thing in your house. It could be like a memorabilia or something, And it could be a thing where you feel like I want to keep this, there's sentimentality to it, but then when I really look at it, it's like, am I going to use it or wear it or put it out? Do I really want to be in that space? And if the answer is no, then release it so that it is available for someone else that may be able to find a home for it or energetically utilize it. So free ourselves from other people's thinking, absolutely, and being our authentic self. So sometimes when we have released the luggage, the baggage, the trauma from past experiences, we may have that little sliver, that little splinter still in our, is somewhere in our energy that is just annoying us, but we don't really think about it very much unless we actually like kind of hit it or got triggered by something, and then we're like, oh, hey. Shh. So if you have something that needs to be cleaned out or cleared out from your heart, from your energy body, or even just in your home. I mean, there was something I had in my home the other day. I was looking at it. I'm like, oh, wow, I remember this. This was like such a good thing. And then I was like, it was a necklace. I had this necklace that was just a lovely necklace that someone had given me. And I thought, oh, I don't wear this anymore. And I thought, why don't I wear it? Because the relationship that I had with the person who had given it to me as a gift is no longer a healthy relationship. So then the question becomes, do I keep this because it's a lovely necklace, or do I let go of that little sliver? Because every time I looked at the necklace, I would say, no, I don't want to wear it because of that toxicity. So I let the necklace go and I allowed it to bless someone else. And for where, if you're a person who keeps, a heartfelt person, a lot of times we feel like we keep things, it's not hoarding, but we maybe, keep those little bits because there's some sentimentality to it, that once you release that, to be able to go, oh, okay, I can just release this. Now I don't have to be reminded of that situation every time I see the necklace. And at the same time, to be able to like only send love to that person with that toxic relationship, even though, because I'm no longer holding a link in the chain. I've let go of the necklace, I let go of the link in the chain, and I can just receive that person with love and not have to hold on to any kind of guilt or frustration or weird, vibes because I felt sentimental about holding on to something material or tangible. And so those are where splinters come from, right? These little energetic splinters, that's where they come from. And so when we let that stuff go, because we may feel like, oh, I feel guilty about letting it go, you know what? That person is never going to know, and it's not their business anyway. Because if somebody gives you a gift, what you do with the gift is up to you. It's no longer theirs. And so we have these, societal norms or societal guilt trips. It's like, oh, you gave me something for my baby, I have to have my baby wear it and take a picture and send it to you so that we actually did it. Do you know when my 25-year-old was born, how many outfits he wore in a single day because I felt like I needed to take a picture, send it, take a picture, send it. Stuff that didn't even fit him. We put it on him for 2 seconds just to take the stupid picture. I mean, it's just, this is the pressure that we put on ourselves, and then we hold on to the outfit even though it no longer fits the kid, because this is where splinters come from. And so this is this time. It's not just about being our most authentic selves with this Aquarius moon. It's also about allowing ourselves to take out the energetic splinters that we may be holding on to, so that we're not carrying all of those things forward as we are creating these energetic circles with other like-hearted people, because it's the connection of the like-hearted people that is going to really shift the vibration of the planet. So we never want to meet somebody and have a splinter in your hand and be like, oh, ow, I shook your hand and ow. Like if you ever shook hands with someone and you shocked them with like the carpet or something, it was like, oh, you got a shock. These are what energetic splinters can do. So we want to do all that we can to kind of release that. So you might need to look around, not just in your mind or in your heart. You might actually have to physically look around your space to be like, well, what is it that's here that I can get rid of? And that's okay too. Because, we're not necessarily throwing something in the garbage. You might be giving it to a resale store that maybe they could sell, sell it for a couple of dollars and use that money for something else. I know Habitat for Humanity has a resale store where you can go and buy things that are, inexpensive, like a Goodwill store, but then that money goes to help the people who are building their houses with their sweat equity and things like that. There are many worthy charities and things that you can give something that is gently used that will be sold for a good cause. So those are things to that you might look into. I do Yeah, no, I get that. The thing that is also really strongly coming through about this letting things go and forgiveness thing is for everyone to just take this deep breath, this collective deep breath, just because we're in this time of the year, at least in the United States, where we're coming to the end of summer. A lot of places school is going to start in like 2 weeks or less. And so people are starting to get stressy and things again, especially with all of the political climate that is going on in the United States about books and bathrooms and teachers and all kinds of things. So it's important that we are taking that breath and that we are, again, leading from this place of love. So this age of Aquarius, this Aquarian full moon, reminds us not just to let go of the splinters, but it also reminds us to let go of preconceived notions and also to let go of letting go of preconceived notions. Give me a different word, please. Letting go of prior expectations, especially if you have kids that are going back to school. There may be some anticipation of a lot of families may be like geared for battle, and so it's important that we are not just inspecting what we expect. So if you have kids in school, make sure you know what's going on there, but at the same time being willing to support the teachers, give the benefit of the doubt, and to come in from a place of love. We don't want to go marching into the classroom and be like, what are you doing? What do you teach it? We want to come from a place of love, from leading from the heart, and at the same time to assume a good intent. Assume that the teachers, that whether you agree or not agree, that the teachers and the people who are running our schools are there with their best interests of the kids at heart, whether you agree or don't agree, just to lead from that place of love. And just to remember that when we can come from that place where we're leading with love and compassion and we're giving others a chance, which is one of the things that has been really coming up a lot, because we've moved as a society from a place where we don't really give others a chance. Oh, you don't believe what I believe, so I just, okay, over there. And so we no longer are giving people a chance. And so especially as we're coming into this time, a lot of the time in summers, people kind of move to their separate spaces. They may go on vacation. The kids are out of school. But once the kids are back in school, a lot of people are coming back together into one community location. And so it's important that we are having this opportunity to come with good intent and come with the belief that others are coming with good intent as well. Because this is how we are coming together and say, oh, well, maybe we do agree, or maybe we don't agree, but we don't have to write each other off. We can find common ground and work together for the good of all. And that is one of the big things that's coming out of this Aquarian full moon. And so if you were going to ask for something in your heart, this moon is a good thing to ask, is for good wishes for the world. And so this is one of those things where we are looking at how our actions are creating energy bubbles that are going to be able to either bless or harm in the wider world. So, okay, I think that's everything that I wanted to make sure to that has been given into my brain. Hello. Thank you for the ones who are sharing. I'm sorry, once I'm kind of tuned into them and I'm listening to what they're trying to say, or they're just basically tossing stuff out through my own mouth. I'm not, it's harder for me to stop and be like, hi. So welcome Alice, welcome Catherine Ward, welcome everybody. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that so much. And hello, my friend Ellie. So apologies if you feel like I'm not ignoring you. I don't mean to come across that I'm ignoring you. I am just tuned to a different channel in that moment. So quite literally. So hello, Michelle. Welcome. Haven't seen your name pop up in a while. Oh, cards. All right, so we're gonna pull some cards that are gonna be the collective card reading for the week. I am trying to go a little quick today because I'm trying to, anytime we get a big storm that comes through, and this was a big one, anytime we get a big storm that comes through, a lot of times it's broke up into cells, so we may get like an hour or so that's in there and then, you know, like the next piece will come through. So I'm always trying to like hurry through a little bit on a day like today so that we are not losing our internet in the middle of having our time together. So if it seems like I'm going a little quick today, I do apologize for that. Catherine, it's your birthday. Well, happy birthday, everyone. It's Catherine's birthday. We'll wish you a very happy birthday. We'll definitely get you a card for your birthday. All right, so we have an animal spirit. I felt like we needed an animal spirit conversation today. And this is the honeybee. Oh, I love that. This is the honeybee that says, oh my gosh. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. I love that they listen, they use the cards. Spirit amazes me every single day. It says, let compassion and forgiveness be your top priority in this situation. Look at this. Look at this beautiful card. The honeybee card, and I love that he's transparent, he's translucent, so that you're seeing through to the other side of the problem, you're seeing through to the other side of the situation. I love that, because the thing is that when we are coming from that place of love and compassion, then we really can see a solution, we can see a way forward when we're looking at the situation without that, nope, you don't agree with me, and we don't cut people off. We look through to see, can you see that he's translucent, he's like clear. So we look through, we're actively looking for a solution instead of being like, nope, you're not like me, you're over there. So it reminds us to keep that open heart. It reminds us to keep that lead with love. Oh, I feel that. Okay. So normally I would switch now to a different deck, but it really feels like I'm supposed to stay in the animal spirit deck today. So our cards for the collective are going to come from the animal spirit deck. So this is the Stephen Farmer messages from your animal spirit guides. I really love this deck, but I usually just pull like one card or two cards just to kind of check in with our animal spirits, but it feels like the animals want to be heard today. So we're going to go along with that. So, because clearly they are paying attention. So we'll do a couple of cards for the collective, and then we'll do some individual cards. So the next card is, the first card is of really what's going on for us this week, is the penguin. It says, this period of darkness that you've been experiencing is now passing. Isn't that great to know? And isn't that so fantastic to go along with our full moon energy? That full moon is the time when we're letting stuff go. We're moving out of the darkness, right? We get, the moon is going to get brighter and brighter until we reach that full moon, and then it's going to start to wane. But in our energy, we are going, we go up and up and up until we get into like the crux of the problem, the crux of the situation, whatever it is we're dealing with in this month. And this is that time at the top of the loop with the full moon. We really can do that up periscope and take a look around and say, okay, what is really going on right now? What is serving me? What is not serving me? What can I release? What can I let go of? How do I most effectively move back forward to come down to the new moon, so I'm ready to go again for the next cycle? And so this card is so affirming that whatever it is that has been that challenge for you is coming to the end of it. And when we are leading with that way of love, then we are going to be lifted and supported, and we're going to be moving through to solutions, which is what the bumblebee card shows us. We will be able to see solutions more clearly, because we're coming with that way of compassion and love, that we can see through the situation to a solution. So hang in there with me, Alice. We do the collective card readings first, and then we will do the individual cards after that. And we're going to make sure that Catherine gets the first individual card today for her birthday. So, all right, so where are we going? I'm so glad that message resonates. So what do we need to know this week as we're going forward, as we're coming out of these challenging moments? It says, this is the emu card. I love the emu. This is the emu card. It says, this is a good time to go on a new adventure. So we have the emu card that says, okay, we're going forward, we're coming out of this dark time, and so this is a time to be looking forward, to say, okay, if I've shed all of these little shards of little splinters of energy, and I'm clean and I'm ready to go forward, and we're into that full moon, of the Aquarian moon, of loving and meeting each other with the place of the heart, then what do I want to do with that? Where do I want to go with that? And how do I want to show up as my most authentic self in that way. So what adventure, because sometimes being our most authentic self is the adventure. So how do I want to take all of this heart compassion, heart mindfulness that I'm leading with, and how do I want to use that to move myself forward in the world, and how do I want to use that to move out to help others who are in my proximity, to help them move forward as well. Could that be taking a class, leading a class, creating those bonds of friendship, creating those circles? And we're talking about, as we're coming to the end time of summer, that people are coming back to these gathering places of schools, that, people will, PTAs are, ramping up teams and after school activities. There will be much more gathering than there often is in the summer. So how do we want to utilize that to help us move forward? What kind of an adventure are we gearing up for? I mean, that could be you're the parents of a fifth grader going into sixth grade, or high school, or graduating, or whatever. But how is that? What is that adventure? But as you think about what is that next adventure for yourself, for your family, whatever, because it is okay for you to choose the adventure for yourself first, right? We put our own oxygen masks on first. But as you're thinking about that, remember, we want to show up with heart-mindedness first, right? That's where we want to start to come from. All right, so then the third, this is so interesting. So the third card is, what do we need to know to be successful as we're going forward? And the bumblebee shows up again. The bumblebee shows up again, which reminds us to be heart-minded, heart-open, so that we can see through the situation, to build bridges. The reason that we have holes in our bumblebee is so we can reach a hand through, we can see through to the other side, so that we can create those bridges, create those bonds, create those connections. This is everything that they're talking about right now, is being about creating new high vibrational energetic connections. That is the big takeaway right now, is creating high vibrational connections, right? Because that's how we're going to heal each other in the world and help support each other as we go. All right, so this is good. This is good. We have the bumblebee on both ends, which I absolutely love, the honeybee. And so the penguin tells us the dark things are passing. The emu says we're getting ready for that next adventure. And the bumblebee reminds us on both ends to lead with the heart, lead with compassion, to assume good intent, so that we are being able to see through, to reach a hand through for compromise, to create bridges, to be bridge builders. That is so important right now, is creating those connections. So hello. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to do individual card readings. We're going to start with Catherine because it's her birthday. And here's how this works, especially since there's a lot of new people, which is so wonderful. I appreciate you so much. For me to do a card reading for you, you literally must say, may I have a card, love a card, have a card for me, please, please, something, so I have your energetic permission to come into your space to give a card reading. Don't do it yet, don't do it yet, don't do it yet. But this gives me energetic permission to come into you. This is one of my big things. If you've been with me for any other times, we have zero tolerance for spammers, and the reason is because spammers come into your energy without permission. And for me, that's trespassing. That's mental trespassing. So for me to come and do a card for you, it's important that you are literally asking for it. You're giving me permission to do that. And when it comes to you, it's important that you are saying, you don't have to say your question or your anything out loud, but just have it in your mind, okay? Just have it in your mind. All right, so we're going to start with Catherine for the birthday. So Catherine, this card is jumping out. So the chimpanzee, and it says, use both of your intuition and your intellect to solve the problem and get answers to your question. So Catherine, this really feels like, and isn't he so cute? Look how cute he is. And so Catherine, this really feels like you're having this opportunity to choose a new direction here. And it isn't, because it doesn't feel like, when I read the words, it says, use your intuition and your intellect to solve the problem or get answers to your question. But the thing that it feels about is, it feels about a new direction for you. And so I encourage you to listen to the card, to be using your intellect and your intuition, because I feel like you are really have been working hard to connect in with your intuition and to lean more into that and to build that trust, that relationship. But this is, it feels like it's a question about direction for you. So trust yourself is the bottom line that this card is saying, is trust your guts. It's trusting your guts. What do you feel inside of you? What do you feel in your heart? What do you feel in your stomach, right? In that solar plexus, sacral chakra area, what is it that you're feeling that, is resonant for you? Birthdays especially give us a lot of time to kind of take stock and be like, okay, next trip around the sun, what do I want to do? And so this is an opportunity for you to get some clarity about it. So it feels positive though, Catherine. It really does feel positive. It doesn't feel like a dead end. It just feels like a fork in the road. And it doesn't feel like, when I look at the roads, both roads have a smooth path. They both have trees. They both have, flowers on the ground. It's not like one path is dark and spooky and one path is all lit in sun. So they both feel like equally opportunistic. So happy birthday. All right, so we're going to go with, I do take the comments in the order that they show up on my screen. It may not be the order that they show up on your screen, so please don't panic. So the first card we have here is going to be Kimmy. And for Kimmy we have, isn't that interesting? So Kimmy, the penguin comes up again. The period of darkness that you have been going through, that you've been experiencing, is now passing. So Kimmy, the thing that, oh, Catherine, that's wonderful. Awesome. I am so excited for you, Catherine. That's awesome. So Kimmy, this is talking about this period of darkness that you are going through. So the is coming to an end. And so the thing that's important about this, Kimmy, is allowing your heart to open. Sometimes when we come into that place of darkness, we are seeing we're seeing, like, we close off the heart, we close off our intuition, we close off those things. And so, Kimmy, this is a reminder to listen to your heart, listen to your intuition as well, and to be open, because if that darkness is passing, we want to open ourselves up so that when the messages and the good things are coming from the light, that we want to be able to receive them, because we're not still hiding behind, oh, there's darkness, there's drama, or whatever. We want to make sure that we are leaning into the light. So this is exciting. So whatever that darkness is for Kimmy, we know that is passing along. So Ellie, I see you. We're going to do a couple more on Facebook, and then we'll scooch over to Instagram. So we have Ellen Jane, and then we'll have Belinda, and I see Alice as well. So Ellen Jane, just want to do it's really rumbly out there. Never get in the shower. Okay. Oh, Kimmy, I'm so glad. That makes sense. That's awesome. You are so welcome. All right, Ellen Jane. So with you, we have the grouse. It's a bird. It's not being grumpy. It says, express yourself through rhythm and movement by drumming and dancing. Now, this does not necessarily mean you've got to get up in front of the class and start singing and dancing, but it does talk about listening to the heartbeat, like listening to your own beat, marching to the beat of your own drum, and following your own instincts, Ellen. So this is listening to the sound that is around you. The sound right now, I'm listening to the sound of the thunder. Listen to the sounds of your heartbeat, the sounds of your thoughts, and really to take that time to get quiet, but allow yourself to move. If you've ever done anything with muscle testing, this is something that we can all do. If you just take your hands in the little OK symbols and you go like this is an amazing thing with muscle testing, that you can go to an energy worker and have, like Donna Eden teaches a lot about this, about muscle testing. But this is a great way to use your own body as a human pendulum. So we do like this, and we pull and we say, okay, my name is Sherry. Okay, that is true. My name is Sherry. Your body knows, your subconscious knows what is true and right and what is not. I am a dog. I am not a dog, okay, and I'm not trying to do any of that, okay. I am a mom. Yes, I am a mom. Yes, I have a cat. Yes, I have a cat. I have horses. I do not actually have horses. So your body knows. This is a great way to learn to trust your intuition, to trust into your body. Your body knows. You can also stand with your feet shoulder width apart and act like a human pendulum. So you can stand there and just stand and ask your body, show me a yes, show me a no, as if you were using a pendulum. And you'll find yourself leaning one way or the other. These are such great ways that we are listening to the heartbeat. We're listening to the thrum of our blood, our soul talking to us. So Ellen, it isn't necessarily you've got to get yourself into a fire circle or drum circle and start singing in front of everyone, but it is about listening to the rhythm of your own self, okay? Listening to the rhythm of your own heart. Okay, that's about trust, right? That comes in about trust, right? Learning to trust ourselves, learning to trust ourselves in collaboration with spirit. That seems so hard for people sometimes to just have that leap of faith, or even, it's not even a leap, it's just a little step, because if you take just even the littlest lean towards them, they'll lean right back to you stronger. So it's not a leap of faith, it's just allowing. So that's something that we are listening to, that connection, that drumming, that heartbeat that connects us with spirit. Okay, so we are, is this Belinda? Belinda. This is the elk card. The elk card. You are welcome, Ellen. This is the elk card. It says, stand tall, maintain your dignity no matter what, and others will treat you with the respect that you deserve. So, Belinda, this is about taking up some space, girl. This is about taking up some space. This is about, Belinda, this is about taking up space in the world, allowing yourself to be seen, allowing yourself to take up some space, allowing that you have every right to be there, you have every right to speak your mind, your voices, your opinions, your thoughts, your words, it all is valid. And so this is, you don't have to like be a doofus to get attention, and I'm not suggesting that you are, but this is reminding you to stand tall like the elk. This is reminding you to take up space in the forest. This is reminding you to stand on your feet firmly and to say, this is who I am in the world. So Belinda, this is about you being your most authentic self and standing for who you are. Straightening your back, putting your shoulders down and saying, nope, this is who I am. This is who I am. And knowing that it's going to be okay. For you to stand as your true self in the world, it is going to be okay. So the elk gives you that strength. The elk gives you that posture, that strength of standing. It's not the king of the forest, but it's definitely not a mouse. The elk stands, and the elk, here's the other thing about the elk that I think is so amazing. They don't much care. So, oh, thank you so much. They don't much care. I remember years and years ago, I was in Montana and we were doing some hiking, and there was an elk, and I got, stupidly got very close to it, and took pictures with it, and the elk was eating the grass, and he could not have given one crap about me being there. I literally could have gone up and given him a hug. He just didn't care, and so he was just doing his thing. And that was something that always stuck with me, was he was doing his thing. And so Belinda, you do you, girl. You do you. All right, Alice is next. Catherine, I'm so excited to hear about your job. All right. Thank you so much, Lily. Alice. All right. Alice, we have the mountain goat, which is awesome because I'm Capricorn. Oh, that's wonderful, Belinda. I'm so glad. Yay. All right. So, Alice, we have the mountain goat. This says there's something out of balance in your life, so do whatever it is you need to do to correct it. This is so interesting because the mountain goats are known for their agility and their ability to cling to the edge of the cliff and climb up these things, and the most things that would the rest of us would plunge to our death. And so, Alice, the mountain goat is you have been so strong for others. Oh, Queen Lizzie, look, a spammer. You're banned. Yeah, bye. We have zero tolerance for spammers. So if you're a spammer, just go, because we're going to just spam you. Okay, so Alice, you have been standing on the precipice. You have been holding the balance for everybody else. You have been trying to be all the things for the other people. And so what this is talking about is it's time to make sure you get yourself in order, to get your house in order. So this is really important, Alice, that this is about, that's the time for you to get yourself in order, that you have been clinging to the edges, making sure everybody else stayed safe, and it's important that you are getting yourself to some flat ground and get your feet back underneath of you, and you get yourself back into balance. That is important because when we stay in that place where we're clinging to the hillsides for a long period of time, we can cultivate illness in the body, and so we certainly don't want to have any of that. So Alice, it's really important that you are, and there's some boundaries that need to be set in there as well. I hear that. There's some boundaries that need to be able to say, okay, I've climbed to the top of the mountain, I've got my feet back on solid ground, and I'm not going back down there. I'm not climbing back down there. I may reach down a hand to help you, but you got to get up here yourself. I already got up here myself. I can't let you take me over the edge. So there's some boundaries that's part of that as well, Alice. So just to know that the thing about it too is that you have strength. You have more strength than you are realizing, or more strength than you are then you are leaning into, because you have this. There you go. Okay, we're having some surgery coming up. Okay, I understand. Oh, Taro, Dex, you're banned. See you. Bye. Bye. Okay, so Alice has an operation coming up. So this is real. Oh, look, all of them coming in right now. Like, we're ancestor, whoever you are also banned. Goodbye. Yep, spammers, just go, because we're going to ban you. So Alice, okay, so we're all going to send lots of love and prayers for healing and smooth sailing. And this makes perfect sense, so I'm really glad that you are doing what you need to do to take good care of your own health. That is very important. And so what they're talking about is when you get your feet back on solid ground after the operation, just know that you're going to be fine, okay? Just know that you're going to be fine, because they're moving in that direction of getting yourself onto solid ground. So that is so important. But also this message is a self-care, of course, so that you are, as you're preparing for this surgical time in October, whatever it is that you need to do to make sure that you are taking good care of yourself from here to there, so that you go into that surgical time with peace in your heart and balance on your feet. Okay, so that's really important. So I'm so glad that that card was the right card for you. That's awesome. Okay, Lily, thank you so much for your sweet words. Belinda, yay! Scrolling. Okay, we have, okay. All right, so we're going to hop over to Instagram, and we've got Ellie for card for Ellie, and then we'll do a card for closing it up. So we'll try and get in and out before the spammers find us. So you are so welcome, Alice. And if you put the date in the comments, we'll make sure to, so that way, if you want to, that way everyone can make a little note in the calendar, a little prayer request. And then please make sure you come back to us after, well, hopefully you'll come and join us again between then and now, but hopefully you'll come back to us after your surgery so that we know that you're all good. And we can send healing vibes in your direction during your recovery time as well. Okay, October 12th for Alice's surgery. All right, so my friend Ellen on Instagram, this is the camel. It says, trust that you have the resources to get through the challenges that are before you. Ellen, you are one of the strongest, and I know that you have had some challenges. I love that this card comes up for you, because I know that there are some things that are transitioning for you as well. And I love this card. It's just a reminder of the strength and the tenacity and the, with camels, they can go such a long way, the endurance of them, and it's a quiet strength. I mean, we know camels can, spit and bleat and whatever that they do, but camels also have this quiet strength that they just continue going forward. And you have been that strength for your family. You have been that strength to the people around you who need you now, and that it's okay for you to just continue to be that quiet strength, because you have that reserve with you, you have that in you, and that there will be a place for you to have that time to be like, I'm out, I'm closed for spiritual maintenance. That time is also coming to you as well, because I see the camel is standing, but what I'm seeing in my mind is that the camel is walking, and then the camel, how they tuck their legs like the cat, and that they sit down. So there is going to be that opportunity for you soon, my friend. So all right, we're going to do one more card and we'll close it out. I'm so glad the internet held out. I'm really grateful for that. Seems like the storm is continuing to move along, and that is very wonderful news. And I am excited for that. So for a little peace in our, because it gets very loud, the thunder, and the dogs, really. My dogs are just like piled in next to me. They're all kind of underneath my feet right now. But all right, so our last card to kind of tie it all together is the shark card. It says, trust in your instincts to discern the truth of the situation. And this is this reminder for us to trust spirit. It is a reminder to trust our intuition, to trust our instinct, trust our guts. This is a reminder that we have everything that we need to go forward, because sharks only go forward. They never stop moving. That's their whole thing, is that they're always going forward. And so this is so important with sharks, that this is reminding us that we have everything we need. We can trust ourselves. We can trust spirit. We can trust our intuition, that everything is going to be okay, because with sharks it is only ever forward. So What a great way to end our time together. Just as a reminder, we will be closing the comments, so if there's anything you want to say before we do, I always close out the comments so then the spammers can't get to you after we're done. And I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. It's going to be a good week. It's going to be a good week. And then we'll be back here for meditation on Thursday, as far as I know. And I look forward to seeing you all then. So have a fantastic week, and always, always remember how so very much you are loved. Mwah. See you next time.